guys, it's your girl AngelSimmerX and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video I am doing a speed reno on the dream house, which was created by Lady Chaos. I actually found this over on Tumblr, and when I saw it I was like, oh my gosh, like this is what I'm talking about. Like, I like things like this when, you know, the houses are all kind of like deconstructed and messed up, and then I can kind of go in and, you know, give it a makeover, clean it up, and kind of put my own spin on it. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge fan of HGTV. So I like watching like those, you know, home renovation shows, like Property Brothers and Fixer Upper, of course, and others as well, excuse me. But yeah, so I don't have all of the packs that were used to, I guess, make the home seem more run down. That's why you guys are seeing like a bunch of just down white arrows. Because in the original picture, like, the outside of the house just looks absolutely chaotic. And even the inside was definitely much more messed up than what you guys are seeing in my game. So there's that. But it took me about almost 2 hours to finish it. About an hour, I would say like an hour and 50 minutes maybe, to do this. I mean, anytime I do it, whether it's a renovation or if I'm building a 2-story home, it's always going to be something around the 2-hour range. So this took a lot out of me because I haven't done a speed reno or anything, actually a video like this since my apartment renovation. So this took a lot out of me because I haven't done anything like this in quite a while. I didn't really have any set specific theme or direction in mind. I just decided, today I'll just go with the flow and go with whatever I feel comes to mind. So I'm just cleaning things up, focusing on this first floor interior here, and some of the objects I could not remove, so you guys will see like the floors disappear. You guys will see pieces of walls missing, but I will obviously reconstruct and reconfigure all of that here in just a little bit. So I hope you guys are doing well. You guys know that I tend to mess around with neutrals. I decided to try and get crafty and include more colors. There are neutrals in this house, like the main floor, except for the kitchen. The kitchen like turned out super beautiful. For like 2 of the bedrooms up here upstairs, they're pretty colorful. Colorful. And then the smaller room downstairs, I also just got crafty with some paranormal stuff wallpaper, because that was like the first time I did something other than like an office or anything like that. I made like an art space or a craft space, if you will, with an easel and the flower arranging table that you guys will see a little later on. But I hope you guys have been doing well. As for me, I have been adulting, and I have just really had the urge to like film lately and put out a video, so that's why I'm here. I'm back. Like, I know the videos haven't been coming out as frequently as I would like, but you know, I'm adulting out here. It is what it is. This is my reality, so I'm still going to do this, you know, in my spare time. And while I was away, I did my usual thing, which was I cut my mods folder in half again. Like, I go through this phase like once a year or so, where I decide I'm going to wipe out half of my mods folder and then like install and download new custom content. And for a while, like, I started to regret it. But now I don't regret it, because I've been finding some really cute like Maxis match items, and you guys know that I have always been an alpha girl. Even though I have no, you know, beef with Maxis match, there's some really cute Maxis match stuff out there, but I've always been true to my alpha custom content. And for whatever reason, like, I don't know what it is, it's just there's a lot of really cute Maxis match stuff, not even just the build stuff that I had been normally downloading, but even in custom content. with makeup and clothes and hair. So yeah, like I think I might be converting, y'all. I think I might be converting over to Max's Match. I'm still gonna have, I still have some alpha in my game, of course, but yeah, like I think I'm making a change over here this time around. So I don't know, we'll see. But I've really been enjoying, and another thing you guys probably noticed is that the color in my game is looking quite different. You might have seen a little pop-up earlier, conveniently and inconveniently disappear. Your girl installed Reshade. And honey, let me tell you, I am never, ever, 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 okay? Y'all hear the accent in my voice coming out? I'm never going back to the way my game used to look prior to Reshade. Like, I installed it, and then once I got like everything really going, and then I kind of bounced back and forth between the way the game was looking before and the Reshade preset that I'm using right now, and I was like, oh my god, because I see everybody, like especially in speed builds and renovations, using Reshade, or some people might even be using G-Shade, but using this Reshade, and I'm like, man, like everybody's games are looking so pretty. Like, how are these shadows coming out? Like, what's going on? And then that's when I learned about all of this. And so if you're curious, the Reshade preset I'm using is called Radiance, and is by Miss Lollipop Sims. And she actually has a really good tutorial on how to install Reshade, as well as this exact preset. So yeah, I definitely would go check that out if you're interested. I will leave a link to that video in my description down below. But yeah, guys, what else? Oh, there was actually something I wanted to talk about. Okay, quick story time. So, while I was away adulting earlier this year, like back in February, so it's about my car. And well, the dealership had contacted me because I had taken my car to get an oil change, and a salesman from the dealership contacted me and was like, hey, we're looking for models like yours, because I was driving a 2020, and they were like, you have, really low mileage, like it's great, like, still looks, in good shape or whatever. Would you be willing to sell it if the price was right? And I was like, not really. Like, I wasn't looking to sell it. I wasn't looking for anything, not really, nothing really like catch my attention. But anyway, I had only had it for like not quite 3 years. It was going to be 3 years this year. Actually, this month, it was going to be 3 years. Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. So I called my mom, and, I told her, I was like, yeah, the dealership, they texted me, reached out to me to see if I wanted to sell my car. And she's like, well, that's up to you. And so I was like, well, maybe I should mess with them, da da da. So she's like, okay, well, if you're going to mess with them, like, do this. And she told me, like, to look up my Blue Book value, and then, tell them, like, this is exactly what I want, and I don't want to make any kind of down payment or whatever. But anyway, so then, like, the Saturday, my mom and I were talking, we were on our way home, because we stopped to the store because I needed to pick up my prescription. And I had kind of already looked at maybe just potentially, if I had decided, to possibly buy something else, I was looking around at other vehicles. So I told her, I was like, if I had to get another one, like I wanted a Buick Envision. So, because we had both seen one before while we were out shopping, and we both loved it. And she was like, you want to go down to the dealership? So I was like, okay, sure. So we went down to the dealership, and I reached out to the guy just to let him know, like, hey, I'm here. And so he came, and, on a whole Saturday, and he's like, you want to check one out? So we test drove the more luxury one, which is the Avenir. And yeah, that thing drove like butter, okay? It drove like butter. But of course, like, I can't afford top of the line nothing, okay? No, like, luxury line for me. I really liked it, and So we started kind of looking around, talking about maybe a lower, more cheaper, affordable version. So then after like negotiating, trying to figure out what we were going to do, which one I was going to get, I got a used Envision. It was a sport touring, and it was like 2022 with like 11,000 miles on it, right? So like still new, not even broken in yet. And like everything was good, everything checked out. Like they, cleaned it up a little bit, and we did the paperwork, and that was that. And I drove off the lot with it. Well, we had to go back to the house so that I could turn in my other car. The next day, after having bought said Envision, like for whatever reason, just I just had like this, this weird feeling like something was wrong. Like I had like a deep sense of regret, and I couldn't, I was like, why am I feeling like this? I wanted this car, like I really liked the car, and I wanted to get it. So like, why do I feel like this? I found out the reason why I was feeling like that 2 weeks later. Guys, I kid you not. The check engine light came on. I'm like, what? Like literally, I'm driving off the parking lot from work, and I look down and I see the check engine light is on, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So I call my mom, and I'm like, Mom, the check engine light's on. She starts cutting up. She's like, okay, like don't drive it this weekend. If you need to go somewhere, just take my car and I'll bring it up to the dealership on Monday. So she brings it up to the dealership. I take her car to work, and we don't get an answer by like until Tuesday. So like, oh, well, the error came up for, I think it was like the fuel pump or whatever. So they changed out, I think it was like the computer or something. Anyway, they changed that out. And then my mom had picked it up, but then that check engine light came back on as soon as she like left. Like she went to go put gas in it, and then the check engine light had came back on. So she turned around, drove it right back, and it just so happened I got off of work because I had a doctor's appointment. So she's like, come get me from the dealership. She's like, I had to come and bring it back. I'm like, bruh. So mad. So we left it at the dealership. They fixed it. They actually changed out the fuel pump itself. Right? Okay. My mom picked it up on Thursday. I took it to work on Friday. Had no problems. Friday evening, I come back from work, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it. I took it to the car wash, to get it cleaned up. I was going slow because we live down a gravel road, and tell me why I'm down the road from my house and the car just stops on me. Like it's driving slow, and then all of a sudden it stops moving. Y'all, I was like, what the heck? And I'm like pressing on the gas, and like nothing is happening. And then I try to like do, shift it. And because it has buttons, I have to press a button or pull a button a certain way. And there was a pop-up on the screen saying conditions not correct for shifting. And I'm like, what the heck? So it's telling me, turn the power on the car. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because my music is playing. So it's not the battery. I'm like, the power is on. But I didn't realize that the engine had cut off. So I turn it off, try to turn it back on, try to shift it again, and I keep getting that same error, conditions not correct for shifting. And that's when it hits me, like, this car stopped, like everything starts clicking, because I'm spur of the moment trying to get it to, move. And I'm just like, bruh, so I tried one more time, and then I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, come meet me down the road. She's like, down our road? I'm like, yes. The car stopped on me completely. And she just has a fit. And she comes, she meets me. Thank God for OnStar and roadside assistance. Please don't skip out on the roadside assistance, y'all. I'm begging, okay? But the bad thing about it was, see, here in Louisiana, we celebrate Mardi Gras. And this was literally Mardi Gras weekend, okay? Like Friday, parades are happening. And I'm having to wait for this tow truck to come all the way, like 45 minutes away from where I live, all the way from over there to get to me, and he's having to dodge all of these parades. So he did not get to me until 10 o'clock that night, y'all. Like, I was just so fortunate that the car did not stop on me when I was on my way home, because I have a 45-minute commute to and from work every single day, and I take the interstate to get to work. So I'm just very fortunate that the car didn't stop on me while I was on the interstate. That would have been the biggest, like, me and you probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now if that happened. So I was very, very fortunate. But yeah, that said, like, I was so out, y'all. I was so stressed out. I'm usually not the type to get stressed out. I was so stressed out. And so my mom's like, you need to go down to the dealership tomorrow morning. So I went down to the dealership tomorrow morning, and I went talked to the guy that we signed off on the paperwork with, and I told him everything that happened. And at first, my mom and I had kind of talked about, like, maybe I would just get a rental for a little bit, and then if they still couldn't fix it, then talk about, like, putting me in a new car. But he just jumped straight into, he's like, I'm not saying I can't get you out of it, but he's like, I gotta figure it out first. So they put me in a new car, this year model. It's this year, but it's the same Buick that I had originally turned in, the Encore GX. It's just that it's a newer one, it's an updated one, because I had just decided I was so put off by what happened with the Envision. I was like, no, I just want my other car back. I mean, obviously I couldn't get my other car back because it literally got sold like the following Saturday after I had bought the Envision. So I couldn't get my old car back. But yeah, y'all just be careful with these new cars, man. That's all I gotta say. I just want to share that with you guys. That has been part of my adulting, if you will. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all finish enjoying this video with some music, as I always do. I hope you guys have a great day wherever you may be. I am planning on releasing another video very soon. I'm actually gonna be going on vacation the week of my birthday. So yeah, I'll probably be releasing another video by then. I have every intention to do it. I have it written down on my little notepad here. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day wherever it may be. Please don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And give me some ideas for future videos, y'all. Like, let me know what y'all want to see. I'm open to ideas. I'm open to suggestions. I mean, I don't mind doing these speed renovations and whatnot. These are like my favorite things to do, speed builds and renos and stuff. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what kind of videos you want to see from me in the future. I hope you guys have a great day wherever it may be, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.